All right, so good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Town of Greenville, August 1st, 2024 Town Council meeting. If you would please rise and join me in saying the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor Shively, if you can provide to give us the invocation, please.
Yes, let us pray. Holy gracious God, we give you thanks and praise for this day, and we thank you, O Lord, for bringing us here together tonight. We invite the presence of your Holy Spirit to be with us. As business is taken care of, as questions and comments come about, Lord, just guide those things, and we just pray that everything that we do here will be pleasing in your sight. We ask all these things in your most holy name. Amen.
Okay, so I'll be looking for the council for someone to make a motion to amend the agenda, whereby we will insert vapor media presentation into item number 4 and removing item number 4, the approval of the meeting minutes. Also, the public comment will be moved down to below new business, and the town council discussion remarks about the town charter also will be removed from the event. So I will look for a motion to approve that amendment to the agenda.
I'll make a motion to, agenda.
Second? Second. Any questions? All in favor? All right, so next on the agenda is vapor media.
Excuse me, can it go on record that there is no agenda for the public out here? So we don't know we can't see the changes. Can that please be on record?
I forgot to print them. I think I'll print them if you want.
You can. Thank you. I
Make
didn't
those
realize you
amendments,
had
Dawn, if you're gonna hand them out.
Sorry.
Could you make the amendments to it if you're going to print and hand it out? And that way it's.
You have yours.
Yeah.
It's the same one, they're all the same.
It's not the amendment.
Same.
You already have it.
I can't believe it.
Consider 20 minutes.
No, here they go.
Okay.
As long as it's on record.
Who wants a copy of the agenda?
Just put 25.
I'll put 25.
Yeah.
All right, vapor media presentation. Come on.
Hello, everyone. I'm Michelle Roberts, and I'm a reporter with the Market Sports Network, WBOC, and Coach TV. And we are very excited to be here tonight because we will be honoring the coach who has been coaching basketball in the Greensboro area and out throughout Caroline County for the past 8 years, and now is going to continue to make such a big impact in these student athletes' lives as we extend his coaching and leadership into the Queen Anne County area. And Preston Automotive is here with me today to present an award as well. And can you talk about who's going to be honored today?
Yes, so Coach Brandon was nominated for Coach Makes a Difference with the Market Sports Network and the Preston Automotive Group. And when the Preston Automotive Group started the Coach Makes a Difference Award, coaches like Brandon are exactly why we started. His tremendous support, volunteering in this community and giving back so much to the student athletes is so important for us. And that's why we'd like to present a check tonight for $500 to the Town of Greensboro basketball program on behalf of Coach Brandon.
Brandon is being awarded a $500 check from Preston and DSN. Congrats again, Brandon. Thank you for all you do. Thank you again, guys.
So look, when I started coaching basketball, basketball has always been the go-to sport. And when I started coaching, it was just a way to help these kids in the community. And that, I have kids that I've coached since elementary school that have actually gone to high school and watching them progress and become young men, young women. And hopefully they'll make an impact in their community as well. But I did not think anything like this was gonna happen. I got a little bit of tears. And, we all did. But I am greatly honored and just thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Gonna get a picture with it.
You're gonna be. We're gonna say. We're gonna say. We're gonna say.
That just makes it much fun.
Teamwork? That's right. That's right. Say, great coach. Oh, she's gonna take it home. Oh, you gotta get that out of there. There's lots of. You got it.
We're on three. 1, 2.
So Brandon didn't know this was coming tonight. I don't know how you always will pull it off. He's surprised, but good job. Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Good deal. All right, next on the agenda is Christy Thompson from Caroline County Saint Station. No? So we will move into department reports. Unfortunately, our town manager took ill today, and is unable to attend. I don't know if there's anything from the rest of the staff that we want to speak on her behalf or bring up. If not, we'll cover them as we move on. Okay. Town attorney,
Nothing for me.
nothing from you. Chief Thomas.
Ready?
Where?
We had a pretty, busy month, lots of, calls, I can highlight the traffic enforcement, had a couple, emergency positions of the same person, each time, 1 month. Had a hit and run at, Star Diesel and Gas, possible intoxicated driver. By the time the officer got there, the car, had left the area, he was unable to locate it. Citation for speeding 54 and 30, 313 at Family Dollar. Citation for 50 and a 30, 313 and Wettenberg Road. Citation if you're coming southbound on 313. There's a marked right turn lane, and somebody was going to make a left onto Wettenberg, and a driver went around on the right hand side, so they were issued a citation. Had a found cell phone in the Wood Duck Development at a park. The owner was able to come and positively identify the phone, and it was returned to him. Highlighting some of the cases we just report for a forgery of $50,000 from the Trust Bank. That is being investigated. It will probably be turned over to state police. They live outside of our jurisdiction. However, they were here at the bank, so we took the initial, as opposed, to pawning them off to other agencies that will be sent over to state police for investigation. We had a very scary incident, that occurred on July 11th. It originated in Denton, of a possible abduction. Further investigation revealed that a child went into a car with an adult that was known to the family. The father observed the child and the adult in the car in the area of Goldsboro, followed him all the way to Greensboro, and gets into a incident here in Greensboro. But he was later charged with criminal charges because he intentionally ran to get his daughter back. That was pretty, usually doesn't happen like that, too much here. Other than that, so we voted on the speed camera company alternate. I reached out to the representative of that company. Unfortunately, the price quote that was quoted, which was $12 per citation, upon trying to get a contract, that number had increased to $15. So we did get 3 bids. The first bid, you had to buy the camera, which was $30,000. Did not feel comfortable going with the bid or trying to present it to the council. So the other 2 companies, the cameras are free. They maintain them every year. If there's any type of issues, they come out. So the one company who I recommended has now changed the price. So I'd like the council to yes, adopt or consider the second company, which does have the free camera, 1 pole, 2 directional camera. Their price is $14 per citation. So I don't know,
Didn't we have to buy both cameras with that one, or did we get the camera not going and coming?
no, with the ultimate, the cameras were free and they did do 2 cameras. It's the same exact thing with the other company.
They don't have to pay an additional fee for coming in.
You don't have to pay. And that company is called Red Speed. They're well known. I spent about an hour on a conference call. They're all over the state. My former agency actually uses them, and I actually reached out to the new chief, and he has nothing but good things to say. That was my second choice because the first one was only $12. This is actually about 14.
Yes.
Yep. They've been in contact with SHA for the signage, and they've used their whole court docket to come and inspect you. So there's the exact same service as the other company, however, that's put to $15 to $14.
Okay, does the council have any further questions from the chief? Nothing, I will be, if you're so inclined, I will look for a motion to rescind our acceptance of the previous bid, and upon the chief's recommendation tonight, to accept the bid of Red Speed to install speed cameras on North Main Street in front of the school.
Make the motion that we offer to the previous company, known as the chief's recommendation to use Red Speed to install the cameras.
All right, is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Chief, this turnaround. Once we sign the contract, I actually have the contract here. I've emailed our town attorney. The turnaround time is 60 to 90 days. I was hoping to get to it before school, the beginning of school, but
Because once it's installed, then there's 30 days grace period.
yes.
Right, so we're looking at Christmas.
Yep.
All right, thank you, chief. Anything else for the chief? Public Works. Amanda.
I've been working with Jamie Beachy on trying to figure out who owns the Choptank River Bridge inlet thing down here for the permits. That's really probably for some reason, so she's trying to reach out to the commissioner to figure out what our next step is with that. while also taking care of a grant to fix all the potholes so that you don't get lost when
Will
you're
you
down
come
there.
back to vote?
Yeah, the boat ramp. As you can imagine, it's been really chaotic here. First, it was the bats. We had to shift offices. The internet wouldn't work. We had to come out here multiple times for the internet. It was not the computer systems, it was actually Comcast. Comcast didn't have everything wired up properly with the telephone poles. I don't know past that. So we finally got that under control. And then I basically spent 2 weeks on the phone between water bills, helping people with water bills, water payments, and questions about the water itself. Because as you can imagine, everybody has questions. So that's basically what we've been doing. Oh, and chasing people from the parking lot to come into here because it's crazy the amount of people that I guess just didn't realize that this was an actual building that you could come in the front of. And it would just like walk past and we have to like chase down by tensies or whatever to try to get them in here. So I've got a lot of steps in. The sign cement has been poured. We have the sign. The cement got poured this afternoon, so it should be installed at the beginning of next week. And then we can install the software and hopefully have that running by the end of the week. The pantry has been moved to just open on Thursday mornings and Thursday afternoons because per Maryland state guidelines, you can only come in twice a month. And people were coming in Monday and then Thursday every week. So in order to try to slow that down a little bit, we're one Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon. Last Thursday was the same way, but people really didn't pick up that we were open Thursday morning. They picked it up this morning and definitely this afternoon. If you walk back there, we're completely empty on food. So we do have,
I just had a question. But I'll let you know.
we are picking up a pallet of food tomorrow from Aaron's place. So we'll be able to restock.
Yeah, so when we used to do Monday, Thursday, like we were talking about earlier, you had time to restock. Now with it Thursday, I mean, it's all back there now, it's pretty much bare. Is there any way that we can get stuff like
So
Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday night, so we have bulk in the back, so we can continue to stock?
So Thursday afternoon is my normal pickup, but because of how the day shifted, I didn't get there to pick it up. And I thought that we were gonna be fine because we had an abundance, like boxes and boxes and all kinds of produce. I thought that we would be fine and I wasn't ready for the wave that came through. Yeah, yeah, it was a lot. We're like 25, 30 families. So on an average Thursday, we do a large pickup on Thursday afternoon. So there's that fill, but today it just didn't work out.
Well, I suppose that, Amanda, this is a good segue to thank all of you as been trying to work under the adverse conditions, like having to move the building and yourselves over here and everybody working. And so you're trying to talk and this person's trying to talk and you're listening and somebody's having a conversation in person and then you're on the phone. And I know I was in here most every day and it was chaotic and I don't know how much the public understands that or how much they appreciate the effort that all of you put forward in doing that, but having seen it on a daily basis, I personally thank each and every one of you for the work that you did. I think you did the best that you could given the circumstances. So, thank you, thank all of you.
And I really appreciate the fact that the citizens realize that like us here at Town Hall, answering the phones weren't like the ones messing with their water. They were upset, but they weren't like screaming, which was really nice. Because if I was on the other end, I probably would have been screaming. So it was really nice.
Anybody else have anything for Amanda?
You want to follow up with it?
Randy?
All right. We'll start with this one. Met with Bramble about the registry. The complaints that we've been getting. We've been monitoring it during the rain and the rain that we've been getting, we've got pictures where it's not, there's no standing water that lasts for a long period of time. But from what we took from it, meeting with Rao and Bramble, is that Rao gave Bramble the specs and said, hey, put the street this way. Bramble did their work and there's a ground in the road because of Rao engineering. So the way that Rao and Bramble came up with fixing this scenario is you mill up basically right in front of her house or to actually mill up the proper area that needs to be done. Well, one price was $15,551, the other one was $31,551. I feel the town should not eat any of that cost. Realistically, it all fell back on the engineer. The engineer made a mistake. The one that took that cost. Back with our county.
I will look into it. Could you send me information?
Now, what's the difference? Why is there a big difference like that? The 115,
The one is only doing approximately 2,000 square feet. The other one is doing 11,500 square feet.
was it that bad in that 11,000?
Yeah. I mean, realistically, that,
They were gonna fix the immediate problem.
yes.
Right, but it's not very more. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Push it somewhere.
Braden has been working on the rebuild out to the plant. It kind of got a little too wet with all the rain, so we had to put a hold on it right now for about 2 weeks. Hopefully, start grinding and get them back going. Good thing is Susquehanna has been able to use the ones that did empty, so the other ones are also grinding. Also, they started working on the outfall, the erosion issue that we had. They got it, no, at the new.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Picked up all of it.
So they got it about half to 3/4 of the way done. I gotta just check with Susquehanna on something for tomorrow to see, so that way hopefully they get that fixed. Today met with Baldwin, his new engineer that he's got. We met with Trista from Soil Conservation, and basically there's just a couple of things that need to be wrapped up that they actually have to go through GMB about the stormwater management. So that way the houses that butt up to it on Bernard don't flood. That's ultimately the hold up. They got everything else situated with the silt fence and the stockpiles. If everything goes right, this is a priority. Nobody's trying to hold anybody up. Best case is about 30 days, but they said between 30 and 45 days, everything should be good to go and they can start building them. They started with the curb and gutter on Hobbs, right? And they started ripping everything up to get it together. I meant to stop by Miss Christopher's house this afternoon. I got tied up. Nobody's house is supposed to be impacted. It's just a drop off there coming off the Nord on the Hobbs. And if you want to protect your vehicle, it's best just to, if you don't have to go that way. Met with Darren from Safe House today about doing some security.
Before you move on, have you been able to talk to Baldwin and them about Hobbs Street when they activate the page if we're gonna go all the way to Sunset?
Yeah, forgot about that question.
The curbing stops about.
The curbing stops at
7/8
the
of the
property.
way down at the end of their property.
Right.
And so I just didn't want to stop paving there and leave it a little section with little.
So, met with Safe House today. The town actually, years ago, used to have, security out to the wells and everything. It actually, was monitored by Absolute Security. And for years, nobody's ever used it or anything. The equipment's way outdated. It was back when they had 3G. So met with Darren and got his opinion on what security cameras to go with, and what security measures to go with. And to do the 3 wells, and he said he would recommend, some extra cameras out at the wastewater plant. The security cameras and the actual, keypads for, so if somebody goes into, say, the chlorine room, they actually got to enter a 4-digit pad where it's going to set the alarm off and notifies. Looking at total for everything was $15,865.54 a day.
That's just to say how,
Yes.
I like a couple more bits. That amount, we should have at least another bid or.
I don't have a problem being competitive, but this is our current vendor.
Yeah.
So I don't really want 2 vendors messing with our security system.
If we get
Are
another,
we required to have additional bids since safeguard, I mean, Safe House is already providing all of our security, for all of our buildings right now? So this is just expanding. the
It's just like adding a new lock to a door.
yeah, let me look into it, I just wanna make sure that we're all on the up and up. If you wanted to do some sort of, like contingent motion to expand Safe House, if I come back and say, like, you're good to expand Safe House, you could do that contingent on me finding out you don't have to put it out to bid. And that could move things along faster if that's a concern, but I would just like to be.
So, I really don't wanna push this off. You know, I think that whatever security measures, we can call them in to ask them to give us a professional opinion on what needs to be done. And, you know, I visited all of the wells and things, and we're going away from the key process to the keypad, which would make it easier to get rid of an employee than just change their name and number. And I'm assuming, will they capture the date and time when you go
Wait a
in?
minute. So you would still have your key. This is actually, when you unlock it, you gotta have the key, go inside, as soon as you do, you got the 4-digit number that you gotta enter, or it's gonna send the alarm. And then when you go to
Those
leave
are
that,
different kind of keypad.
so it keeps that log every day, so you know who goes in there, what time they went in there. If there's a problem, then you can pull right up on the security.
I'm assuming putting the keypads on the outside would be. Yeah. But what I'm looking for is if that, Carly says that we don't need to have the two in the bid since they're already providing our security force, and we're just expanding it if you're so inclined. You know, then we could approve that bid tonight on the condition that Carly says that it's okay. Or if not, if you as a council want to get two or more bids, that we have the three, whatever you all would like to do, so we'll look for your guys.
Make a motion to make a contingent, the Safe House action as presented by the Public Works Director to expand our security system, if our attorney says it's needed.
All right, so you got a bid that we accept, the quote from Safe House to expand our security systems, at the wells and at the wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $15,865. Contingent on our attorney saying we don't need to have two additional bids, that's correct? Yeah. Is there a second to that? I'll second it. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Anybody opposed? Okay.
So everybody's in the loop. The locks have all been changed to all the well houses. They're completely separate. Waiting on key one to get back to me when they can do our traditional locks that we have. But the only ones that have a key, there was only a certain number of keys made and given to Susquehanna. Myself and Tammy are the only ones that have a key, just in case of an emergency. But realistically, Public Works has no need to go in there because we have a operation service there.
Anything else, Brad? Anybody else have anything, Brad? Anybody here from the fire company?
Nobody is here, but I was asked to say thank you to the town for helping with the rodeo, with getting us lights and helping with the advertising, helping with everything. It was really wonderful and great. It was a good turnout.
How was the event?
It was good. It wasn't. We were hoping for like 2,500 each night, and I think we might have got. We probably had 2,800 altogether, but it was good.
Good crowd, both.
We moved the arena, so it was a lot more people could see then.
The arena was in where they usually do the tractor pull, because they had all these bleachers on there.
It was yeah. Yes.
And it was hot. All right, does anybody have anything under old business? Anybody have anything under new business?
We got the historical society.
I'm gonna get that, thank you for the line. So I have a request here, from the Historical Society, to make a donation, be a sponsor for their event, which is going to, why don't you speak about that? You get nothing, yeah.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm
Good evening.
Denise, and I'm the president of the Greensboro Historical Society. We have an event on August 23rd from 6 to 9 p.m., which is called Self-Made Men. It's a conversation between Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. It's a conversation that you will not hear of anything in the history books. Conversation between two men who did not get along at times, but they are friends, and they will tell you about the times they did not get along and the times that they did regain their friendship over the years. There will be a question and answer session at the end, so they will allow you to answer questions that you may have ever wondered about each character in your lifetime that you might have never had a chance to ask, because they are true historians. They do travel. These men are from Virginia, so I do bring them from kind of a distance to come here to do this. It's not very cheap. So I am seeking sponsorship from the town, hoping that, you know, we can get some help to pay for the event. Every little bit helps, you know. I know everybody's budget is kind of tight right now, so whatever you give, I'm appreciative of. I just ask that if you can, let me know what you can give by August 15th.
Denise, do you have extra feet that we can set back there in case anybody in the crowd wants to?
I might have one or two extras. If you want, I can email it to you.
I just didn't know if anybody, there's businesses and there's other people that
Here,
represent.
I'll give that one, you say go make copies.
Somebody, if anybody wants it. Take it.
It's online as well. On Facebook.
It is also on our Facebook page. If anybody's interested, you know, I can give anybody a copy. If you're interested in sponsorship. I've had some businesses give $50, some $150. I'm not picky at what you give. Because I appreciate whatever. The point is, you gave. And that's what counts. I'm hoping that you bring your families out and you bring your children so that your children can say that they learned something at this event and can go back to school and say, hey, I've learned something that I didn't learn in a history book. So that's what it's all about.
There will be light refreshment
Yes, like refreshment,
and it's all free.
and it's all free.
And I will not be voting as a member of the historical society.
What's going on?
Conflict of interest?
Yes, that would be.
Everybody.
We do play our part safe.
I'm glad you guys do.
So, dear town attorney, three of us are members of the historical society, and how do we deal with it? Now leave it two, don't you need three for the vote, or you don't have to do one? Huh? You wouldn't have to be doing two of us, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
I mean, you can't vote, the recused members can't vote, so it would have to be between.
The two could actually make the vote to approve.
Yes.
We'll make sure we're doing it right.
I mean.
Usually most votes require a majority. But so while she's looking for that, Denise, you want to talk about your golf tournament? I see you got that attached to this.
Yes.
While you're here.
We're also having a golf tournament coming up. I think it's gonna be, is it gonna be October 13th?
I have the 11th.
Tentative date, October 13th?
Yes, ma'am.
Tentative date, October 13th, will also be, looking for sponsors for that. Anybody willing to wanna play? Kind of your fee that you pay to play, your sponsorship is kind of in that fee. So if you're interested in golf, you can reach out to me. My information's on that paperwork that she's handing out. We do have historical society meetings. My next meeting is next Monday, which is right down on 104 East Sunset Avenue. We will be talking about the golf tournament if you are interested in playing. You pick your own teams. Unfortunately, I don't pick your teams for you. Cause I don't know who likes to and who likes to play with who. And I don't want somebody doing a car on somebody. I don't know what the little golf things are called and messing you up. So if you know how to win a golf tournament, I prefer you to win it your way with your team. So, we do also have that coming up in October. So that's what we have going on, and the information for, the golf tournament will come out after. The
Yeah,
golf
I don't think
tournament,
it's on the 13th, Denise, but that's the Sunday. I think you're looking at the 11th or the 8th when I talked to.
the 11th for the 18th.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's the 11th for the 18th, I'm sorry. The information will come out hopefully next Monday. And I'll work on that. So if you're interested, reach out to me. My cell phone number's on there. If I don't answer, leave me a message, shoot me a text. I have all the time in the world right now, so get me while you can.
Anybody else have any questions for Denise?
Anybody else?
Harley, you find anything else?
I did, the quorum provision in your charter doesn't take into consideration recusals. The safest way to interpret it would be that you could not vote without re-voting members. But again, it is slightly gray. So, but the safest way to interpret it would say that you would need like re-voting members.
So we can't go. But you can donate privately if you like. Did you hear that, Denise?
I'm sorry.
Our attorney said that the three people recusing themselves because they belong to the historic society, we aren't able to vote on. But we can donate privately, individually, if we choose to.
Okay. All right. So if you could just let me know by the 15th, I'd appreciate it if anybody decides to donate individually. So you all did get it in email, right? Cause I dropped it off like 2 weeks ago to be emailed to you.
I gave them paper copies.
Paper copy? Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Yeah.
All right.
So you can either email it or call me, I'll pick it up, I'll meet you, whatever.
Okay.
Thank you, I appreciate your
And
time.
your next meeting is Monday night, correct?
Monday night, 7 o'clock, yes,
All right. All right, thank you.
thank you.
Right, anything else for public comment? I mean, not public comment, but for new business. Trying to get ahead of it. All right, public comment. Chris Mason, first on the.
Oh, we're gonna use that now?
Been using it.
Public comment, okay.
Right.
3 minutes.
You're gonna get the compressed version of this. But I strongly recommend before you do some investigation on top of what I'm gonna say. So first off, let me just say, the word sabotage, that's a pretty extensive word, it means a lot, and it puts fear in the community. Not something a leader would really say up front, out in the open. True or not, you don't have all the facts, you don't have the information, you don't have any of that stuff, so. But bottom line is, there's no crime. MD wasn't notified, AGG wasn't notified, talked to both agencies, nobody from the town notified either one. MD, Maryland Department of Environmental was notified actually after the Star went through and, put out their, news article. So we can move past that a little bit. Bottom line is, anything mechanical could fail, operator error. I mean, bottom line is Susquehanna is a new company. Take some time to adjust to the plant, you know, adjust chemical levels, whatever. It's a common thing everywhere. It doesn't matter if they're new. So a little bit of grace for them. But let me move on because I only got 3 minutes here. So we talked a lot about conflict of interest. It was funny that Lennox wasn't notified, being the chief of police in our town. And it was basically bypassed the Carolina County Sheriff Department, which I find is very funny because they don't have the jurisdiction here, especially over wastewater plant. That would go back to MDE, which is again, Maryland Department of whatever, which they have their own criminal division, which I, again, not really sure why. Conflict of interest, you're not supposed to investigate. However, somebody did call the Carolina County Sheriff Department and didn't dial 911, spoke to somebody direct, which was Lieutenant George Paul. Name sound very familiar? Of course, ex-police chief of Greensboro, lieutenant over there, he's actually in charge of the investigation. So we're talking about conflict of interest and everything. Our own police chief can't do it, but yet a former guy that used to be in town and everything can investigate and all that stuff. Total conflict of interest, very unethical to call him, very unethical, the whole situation. He should be reclused from the whole investigation, which again, there's no crime. I can solve that right now because we're well within the MD limits, so there's no crime. And anybody can make a mistake. So again, there's no crime, period. The only crime actually there is you filing a false police report claiming sabotage with no 100% evidence and calling your buddy. So that's a huge issue. Yeah. So tonight I just asked that you change the BS story 100% because it's BS. False police report. I definitely think you should have handed out water, like I said. You know, there's women with babies and stuff, or baby formula, pets, the whole 9 yards. And I would ask again that you step aside as mayor. And I'm going to recall you. Appreciate it. It's stuff that's express version.
All right, who's next on the Paula Turner?
Hi, good evening. I'm here tonight with just, some concerns and a little bit of my own opinion. I would like to submit, some pictures. The first picture I'm gonna submit is a picture of my home. Well manicured lawn, some pretty flowers, that stuff. And every morning that I come out of my house, I see this. This is my view. This is their yard.
Can we see?
This is what I see every day when I leave to go to work. And then when I come home from work, I get to see their non-operating washing machine and broke down untagged car in their driveway. But they don't have that view when they leave their house. It's been like this for over 2 years. That's also the home where 2 women overdosed and died in a matter of 18 months. So I would very much like for the town to enforce the codes in that yard. And my property value decreases because nobody wants to live there and have to look at that when I get up every day and go to do my 9 hours of being away from my home. My second set of pictures I'm going to give to Brandon. They are pictures of a storm drain that is on the town setback that is attached to my property. I've made the town aware of the issues with the storm drain since I moved here 7 years and 8 months ago. Most recently through an email because the storm drain across the street was clogged after some storms that we had. The one was taken care of, mine still has not. The grass and the erosion, the water can't come off the road anymore because it's all grassed over. Erosion, years trying to take care of it, the grass is slowly covering the grate. And the third picture, I did my best with my cell phone. The whole storm drain is almost full of dirt, debris, off-road trash, the whole 9. I was told by the old regime, we don't have the equipment to fix it. I believe that this town now at least has the money to get the equipment to fix it. I no longer feel safe mowing around it. The pitch from the new road is, you know, I could flip my mower over, and I don't feel it's my obligation to do it. And third, I would just like to say that I wholeheartedly stand with every single person in this town that is trying to make a change, that is trying to hold everyone here accountable. Please do not take anything personal, because I don't know you personally. But I'm very disappointed and I'm very angry
That is
in the
fine.
less than stellar job that you're all doing as a unit.
Thank you.
113 Maple, right out front, right, all the 4 mailboxes of everybody that lives across the street.
Okay, Christian.
Friends. This morning, I was, so angry. It's taken me all day to get myself straight, thanks to Dawn actually answering the phone today when I called up here. Reliable's been doing a good job putting the curbing in, okay, I live on Hobb Street. Been doing a good job, seems like, you know, other than the noise, the daily disturbance of the noise and the vibration. But today, we're supposed to go into the office, and I've got a bobcat at the end of my driveway and a big old hole down, not like you're paving it, down to the pipe. Now, I don't know, you're gonna keep on digging. I can't get out. Took me a minute to maneuver myself to go up my back driveway, which I don't use. I don't even have a driveway. I just made it that way to get out today. I don't know anything about them coming past the intersection of Hobbs and Bernard. I would have appreciated it. I don't know how much farther they're gonna go. I realize there's a lot of piping, there's a sewer, there's a lot of, issues right there at that corner that they have to do. I know this isn't a question time to answer, but what's tomorrow look like? Are they coming down further? Because people, if they do, are not gonna be able to get back up the street and get back home. Everybody was at work today. So, I'm just trying to be respectful because like I say, I was in my flesh earlier today. I was, no disrespect, Baldwin doesn't sign my paycheck. And I could care less about their houses, what they're gonna do. I just want respect as a resident. Everybody on Hobb Street and in Bernard, we deserve respect first before anything new comes in. Thank you.
Can't disagree with that.
Good job.
Denise, you want to be heard again, or you're next on the list?
That was it.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you. Tom Chandler.
Just had a couple follow-up questions from previous meetings. I brought up the question, I don't know, with Tammy not here, but the idea of having the trash collection being optional, where people didn't have to do that. I didn't know, she said she was gonna look into it. I didn't know if that had been followed up on. Just wanted to keep that kind of top of the list, for that. Second thing, and I'm sure this is probably old because it's been there for a while, I've never asked about it, but when you're coming into town on Sunset across from Greensboro Supply, there's a whole yard of junk cars there. What's the deal with that?
They've been charged.
Okay,
Yeah, they're going through the process. So.
okay,
Court system, the whole 9 yards.
okay, cool. Okay, thank you.
Donna Clay.
No.
Melissa Knight.
Have questions with regards to what's happening with the water. On Saturday specifically, I mean, I know there was a boil water put out a couple weeks ago. But on Saturday, we flushed the toilet, the entire bedroom smelled like chlorine, like you're in a pool house. So my questions are, is someone, who's monitoring? Is it outsourced? Is it in-house? Is there someone certified in-house that records what the readings are? When they're high, when they're low? Is there something that, I mean, what's the chain of command? Does something happen with that? I saw something on the news yesterday, like it's sabotage. Well, who has access to sabotage? Where'd that information come from? It's just, we're not getting any forthcoming information.
You'll never get the truth.
And there was, a question about the operators. Does the town have operators in-house, or is it only outsourcing to that company you spoke of earlier, Susquehanna? So where's it? Who is it that we can talk to get the answers? Do we have to ask for someone from there to come and talk about it? Or does someone here already have that information?
You're standing behind me.
Yeah, you speak.
He can answer some questions about if George would like to, he can speak to.
I'm George Smith, President of Susquehanna Operations. We are the contract operator for the water and wastewater system. We are licensed operators through the Maryland Department of the Environment. We routinely test your water for multiple things, but especially fluoride.
Is that done daily?
It's done daily at one location, just so we have, when I say one location, in the distribution system.
Okay.
Weekly, we go out and check around town, different locations. We monitor the well fluoride residual every day. I'm not going to speak to the sabotage because it was an investigation.
Mhm.
The chlorine residuals we're maintaining are within the limits of the regulations. We're actually, the regulations say it can be as high as 4. Certainly, we don't want to run it up that high. It's going to smell like a swimming pool. But we have to maintain enough residual throughout the whole town so that the water's safe to drink. Now, if you look at the distribution system as a whole, it's pretty big. So where the wells are at putting chlorine in, the residual is going to be higher there compared to if you're all the way at the end of the distribution system. We got to have some residual there too, because it dissipates.
So I live here in town on Guam Avenue. Is that where we're supposed to be smelling like swimming pools? Because that indicates to me,
our goal is
according to
not
what you just said, that it was on the high end, like 4 and up.
No, it was not 4. That's the maximum allowable. We
But
never
you
had
said
over
that's when it'll smell like a
2.2.
swimming pool.
The highest residual we had in the system was 2.2, close to the well.
When you checked it,
When we checked,
that one time a day at one location, possibly only, or once a week when you
no,
went around.
we
town.
actually, when the town started receiving complaints, we went out and did multiple locations. Jordan, what was those readings that was stated?
2.2, 0.6, and when I went with Brandon, 0.54, which is.
So we had one that was up there elevated.
And where was that located? With regards to
That
where
was
in
actually
town?
near the well.
Yeah.
As I recall. Tower Road.
Okay. Are we gonna be presented with like a follow-up? This is what happened, this is what we're doing now.
There's an ongoing investigation, so our legal counsel said we don't comment until that investigation's over.
Right.
Then we'll be happy to answer in the open.
Okay.
Yes. Or safe to drink.
A question, like, I get the safe to drink thing, but what happened, what was the boil water about if it's chlorine?
That was just an extra precaution. That didn't have to be ordered. We recommended it for a short period of time. We wanted everybody to feel that the water was safe. Normally, when we would say do a boil water notice, it's because we got a positive bacteriological.
Right, that's why I'm questioning if it's chlorine.
Look, we just started the job. We wanted to make sure that we covered all the bases and we really felt like we were doing the right thing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So just to expand on that, in this night, there's a lot that we'd all like to say. But since there is an investigation ongoing, when that is concluded, then we will try to give you as much information as we possibly can.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the audience that I missed that would like to make a comment that has not already done so?
I have a comment. I think the next
Please
time,
come to the podium, please.
real short, I think the next time you guys put out some boil water thing, do a little research, you need to tell people that if you boil chlorine in your house is gonna fill with gas, because when you boil chlorine, it actually turns it into an airborne gas. So you could be sitting in your house trying to clean your water and then just die. Like, put out some more information with that, because boiled water, maybe boil it with a pot, boil it with nobody home, or, stay out of the room or open the windows. But I think we should know that kind of information. If you're gonna tell us to do something, we need to know, like, what can happen if we boil the water. Because I think if we all do research it, if you boil chlorine, you're gonna have gas, a fume of gas in your house that you can't even see. You might as well have, carbon, yeah. So you understand what I'm saying? I just had that, because, so next time I put it out, because that was some information that helped.
So for what it's worth, the water in my house smelled like children too.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
We all try to get it.
Miles?
Now, can I speak on that part, Maureen, as well? So when that all was in, from the first time that I got notification, and it's been made public, so the first time that I got notification that the water was bad, I immediately contacted Susquehanna, and within an hour, everything was pretty much good to go. A lot of people smell chlorine worse, because if you got a hot water heater, an average hot water heater, 50 gallon tank, if you had used it that morning, you got water going into that hot water, you got 50 gallons of chlorinated water that's going in there. So you're gonna smell it a little bit longer than what you would if you just turned it cold.
That's why I was wondering why it wasn't said, run the water and flush it out, instead of, if you're gonna use it, just boil it.
Right.
Okay, anything guys from the council have anything, council remarks? Christina? Bill? Sir, Pete?
I got a question.
I'm done, you've interrupted me twice now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, I look for a motion to adjourn. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought, no, I started and he interrupted. Okay. I said, I visited the rodeo and it looked like it was going well, small crowd, the stuff that's going on. But it seems to be getting bigger. So if it's like Whoville, it's gonna become a bigger event. So I think that the fire department, at least positioning their arena and the, using the tractor pull track and everything, I think it's gonna be better served for the public to view it. So I just hope it gets larger. All right, I'm sorry for interrupting. Anything else? All right, you look for a motion to adjourn the meeting? Make a motion. A second? All in favor? All right. Missed that. I'm sorry, I can't get it.